So good morning, and I'm leaving Antigua today, and I'm leaving with a different group from who I arrived with. It's very busy on the road here. So I've got a new group. This is my third Intrepid group in Central America, and thanks for joining me and sharing my travel with you. So I'm leaving Antigua, but I'm exploring Guatemala with this group, and just Guatemala. So we'll do it as one video, and thanks for coming along, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I'm sure I will. And there's the van with the busy road. Our first stop was this church. Yeah, it doesn't look like any church that I'd been in, and it was to worship San Simon, and you'll see more of him in a moment. Goodness knows what's in these cigarettes. They're assembling a new fire. It's like they put briquettes in. Everything's fire starts. So here we've got people taking things up to the San Simon effigy and photo. They take up alcohol and cigarettes and some food, just anything they felt like, and they'd leave it there. Bizarrest thing that I've ever experienced. So this San Simeon is basically a saint. So the background is when Catholic churches came in and the missionaries, they introduced like Jesus, and the Mayan people were like, no, he's the wrong colour skin. We have our own saints and gods. And so they still worship him, and they bring San Simeon all these offerings. Very, very interesting. And here's some more of the cigarette smoking. Didn't matter that the baby was on the back. And then we were back on the road again. The Highlands here and seeing market gardens, and the vegetables were amazing, and there'll be more of that later in this video. We do go through many towns, both large and small, until we finally reached our destination for the night. Well, arrived at our destination for the night, and I'll put the name up there because it's a really long one and I can't pronounce it. And that's the case with a lot of these Spanish names in Mayan cities, is they're just too hard to pronounce. And there's actually 23 different groups of Mayan people in Guatemala, so each one's a little different and different spelling. And I've just found this amazing building, and it's really quiet after the very busy main street. Let me just show you the square where I am. And this building was built in the mid to late 1800s. That's really pretty. And I will show you the square, and you'll see the contrast with how quiet it is here compared with how noisy the square is. And also the colours here are beautiful compared with the square. So that was good. I just sort of spoke to a man. I don't speak Spanish, it makes it a little bit awkward, but he said to me, go upstairs, there's some pictures, or words to that effect. This is very cool, and there's a number of rooms like this. I'm gonna go have a look. Oh, I like this, what you do with an old door. So I was saying how busy the square is, and look at all this traffic. Mind you, it is Friday evening. I'm not sure what's going on here. It looks pretty beautiful, And there's lots of people in the square. And all these grey buildings. It's so different from where I just came from in Antigua. So it turned out that the square was really busy because there was a flower festival in the town for the weekend, and so much busier than normal. So I had dinner in the square, just enjoying the crowd, and then back to the hotel. So this hotel we're staying in the city I can't pronounce is huge. It literally flows down the hill, and I'll show you some inside. I've got an early start this morning and I've just come out from the hotel, and overnight they've put flowers all up because of the flower festival. Very pretty. So out on an early morning walk this morning, we're going to the markets, but look at this work that's been done overnight. Now last night this was just a slither of a moon, and now they're busy getting everything done. I wonder what it's going to look like by the time we come back. So we had a bit of a walk through the back streets, then we waited for the chicken bus. This wasn't the right one, so we lined up, waited a bit longer, watched some of the interesting traffic that went past, such as this truck full of pineapples, and then eventually, yep, here comes our bus. That's a chicken bus. Maybe this is our bus.
This is our bus, guys.
This is our bus. Oh, we can hop in the back door. I'm going to go with him. Bananas. Apparently it's all to do with the fertilizer. And they actually make their own bags. I just saw a lady making a bag on the side of the road. So at this market, they weren't used to tourists being there, and we felt a bit invasive. So we were all very mindful not to take photos or videos of people particularly, unless of course they welcomed, and a few people did. So this guy just took our photo because he's got a channel. So now I'm going to tell him I also have a channel, so you can find me.
Un canal de sus viajes, dice.
¿En serio?
Sí, sí, sí.
¿Cómo se llama el canal?
If you can share your channel, and he can share it too.
I'll show you. It makes me realise just how tall I am. All these people, and I'm towering over them. This very nice man, and with all the vegetables, it's really honey. Pull up the truck so much. I don't know whether they're coming or going. All the way up the street. These men are fine. Look at these. These are a different sort of banana, and they were one peso each, so one Guatemalan, whatever the currency is.
You want to say it like that. So if you want to buy, they cost 5 quetzales the pound, and they can grow. Then the other ones is one brand, well, not one brand, but it's a variety we call the buyer corn.
So after those really interesting markets, I had some time on my own, went to the National History Museum. It was a little weird. There was a mixture of things, including this armadillo, but also some very freaky creatures. This is just one of them. But then I joined a few of the others and we took off. Yeah, market gardens. Aren't they beautiful and lush? But we're heading to a destination of, wait for it. So I told you I was going to do something different today. So as well as going past all those market gardens, I've come down to some hot springs. We had a private driver. Let me show you. There's a little pool there and a bigger pool there. So this was only one of the swimming areas. There was another bigger one, but that was much more crowded. There's a couple of the girls that I went up with. And yeah, my next stop was a cemetery. So I went here twice. I actually went on my own the first time, had a good look around, and then we went with a local guide, and she told us a bit more history about that you buy a lot in one of those stacks and you can have that for 25 years. So it was time to leave Zala, but unfortunately I wasn't feeling well, but I did manage to get out of the vehicle each time we stopped, and I really appreciated the fact that our Intrepid leader encouraged the driver in this leg of our trip to stop when there was a view, because it was definitely worth it. Guatemala, especially the Highlands, is beautiful. Good morning. Yeah, it's still morning. Had a normal start today. Unfortunately, I'm not feeling well. So we stopped at Chichen Itza now, and there's markets here. So they're renowned markets, so there's actually a lot of tourists here as well, but I'll show you around.
You see the guy with the red tissue in his head. Do you remember seeing one like this?
Yeah.
In the Mashimon, you see a guy that is wearing something like this. It's a Mayan priest. Yes, so they're blessing. They're also blessing the church. They're blessing like that. And in front of the church, they have a fire. So remember the fire.
So still feeling pretty ordinary, not joining in lunch or anything. We headed off to our next destination. Wow, got up early to view these volcanoes over the lake. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And this is our hotel here. Right up there. Awesome view of mountains. Well, thankfully I woke up feeling a lot better as we were due to head off across the lake. And wow. To Santiago on the other side of Lake Atitlán. Spanish name this area, Santiago, but this here in front of me is the local name, and it actually means House of the Birds, because there's so many birds in this area, and there's new birds coming.
Habitat del Quetzal. So also this was the name, that what they give the name of the town, because all of the birds, but especially because it was the house.
So, and now we're heading off in the tuk-tuk. The streets are super narrow, so we had to park up really, really close against the wall. need to know where you're going. So we weren't just exploring the back streets of Santiago, we'd actually come to see another saint. Now, people have many reasons why they visit this saint, and Juan is just telling us about it.
They ask for a new trip, like if you want to, have a trip over at the end of the year, something like that, they come to us for it. But they also come to us for help, for a good harvest, for wealth, for different things. It's like a very long time ago, before the coming of the Spanish people, and it started to develop, to grow a little bit more around during the conquest.
So where we are now is Mashamon. So the Mashamon, they believe it's one of their gods, and in this village he actually gets moved around. So on the 10th of May he goes to a different family, and that's where he'll stay for the next period until the next 10th of May, where it changes again. So like San Simon, who we met earlier in this video, Michimon also gets visited. He gets brought money, alcohol, and also cigarettes. And he's got someone with him the whole time. So that's 24 hours a day. Someone stays with Michimon. Just fit between the walls. This is Disney ride. It's way better than any theme park. That good fun tuk-tuk ride, our next stop was to go to a place where we could buy or look at and learn about all the national dress in Guatemala, in particular in this region called Santiago.
Look, and this is traditional belt, 2 meters long. It's very long. They use the chocolate, it's only Santiago, not possible in different towns. Different towns, different traditional dress.
So we got the opportunity to try on the outfits. Pam's chosen her colours. Okay. Karen's chosen her colours. And Claire's got her colours. Looking very beautiful there, Claire. So that was a lot of fun getting dressed up in the costumes. We all had something a little bit different. And John tried on the male outfit, looking very dashing there, John. And then it was back in the tuk-tuk and we explored more of this area. The highlight for me was some of the murals, and I'll share those with you now.
We've been waiting for so long. We've been waiting for this time to begin. We ain't getting any older.
So there's been a whole street of these murals, and they're beautifully done.
So let's come over here, that way I can explain you. Here guys, just careful over there. feather, sorry, and then at the end they have this black feather. So you see it? So it has like this, we call it like a racket tail because it looks like a badminton racket tail. But that's the characteristic of the moths. And also they're very colorful, they have a really pretty call, so a national bird of Salvador and Nicaragua.
Well, this is a truly magic place. It's just got so much here, from the weaving products to the riding in the tuk-tuks, to that church, to all these murals. And here I am in a quiet little street, and I seem to have got left behind from my group. There was plenty of time to catch up because we had a bit of a wait for our next boat. We were going across to another port on Lake Atitlán, so plenty to keep us entertained while we're waiting. And then when our boat pulled up, it was a little bit of an obstacle course to actually get onto it. An obstacle course to get onto our boat. It's alright, Juan's really good at guiding us. My turn. So coming into our next place, this is San Juan.
They're going to help us out, and over here if you want to, let's start going down and let's get in that direction. You see the guy seated over there? To the right? Let's go to that direction, okay guys?
And yes, we're welcomed with more stalls, but they're a bit different, which is really good. It's nice to have the differences. Same country. This area is just so different where we stayed up in the Highlands. So if you've seen my earlier videos when I was still in Mexico, you will see that I went to a dyeing and weaving place. That was actually sheep's wool, and we've come to another one and I'll share it with you, and it's quite different. This is literally in someone's backyard. So this enterprise was a women's co-op, and once again Juan interpreted for us. So this lady was explaining that they make all these products, everything's been made there, right from the cotton, the pure cotton, all the weaving, the dyeing, the whole enterprise, they do everything. And actually the people we saw were all part of the family. And there's the young lady, she's actually spinning the cotton, and there's multiple colours of cotton that they use. I always thought cotton was just white, but no, over there they use a variety of colours, and we all had a go at trying to do the spinning, and Claire's doing it here, and it wasn't as easy as it looked. And here's some of the cotton getting dyed. I think from memory that this is cochineal. And there's the variety of the colours of the cotton that they actually use. So some of this they won't need to dye, but then there's all these products that they can use. They use all sorts of herbs. They use things like turmeric and lavender, and it just makes all the colours. And here's the grandmother. She is getting the wool, well, the cotton ready to actually do the weaving. And here's, I think she's another auntie or something, this lady here. But the products that they've made, they actually wear, and you can see the beautiful skirts here, and also the lovely Guatemalan tops. So yeah, really, really hard work, and it takes literally weeks to finish these garments. Now there were things that we could buy in the shop, and some of us did buy things. It was just wonderful. So the rest of our time at San Juan was spent wandering around on our own. It was a great street that where all these umbrellas were. There's lots of stalls, and up the top there was a beautiful old church, and I just meandered, and then I came across this amazing art gallery. I was just so glad that I felt well all day after the day before feeling so terrible. Really enjoyed Santiago and San Juan. highly recommend them. It's all these beautiful murals I've been seeing. Is this okay?
Gracias.
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 You're very busy. See the tiny paintbrush she's using. Had a great evening walk. The town felt really, really safe to just wander around, and there was boats coming and going, and yeah, it was just gorgeous. So peaceful and so relaxing. Just really nice always to be on the water, I think. Well, hi there. Still at Lake Atitlán, and it's a beautiful morning. So we've got a late start today before heading back to Antigua. So I thought I'd just go for a little walk. And I've come away from where all the restaurants and hotels are. It's just a beautiful, beautiful spot. And just no one's around except for a few fishermen and people getting ready for the day. Of course, everyone wants to sell me a boat trip to the other side of the island, but I sort of have to say no, I've actually done that yesterday and I'm heading out today. So it is a beautiful spot. So if you get to Antigua, make sure you come up to the lake and spend a few days, and maybe spend a couple of nights on either spot, one side of the river where you can get to easily by transport, or to get a boat across to the other side. And I've just noticed that is the first caravan I've seen on my whole time since arriving in Mexico City. I've not seen any campers, any travel trucks, any RVs, just nothing. And it's like, I thought people came to this area from the US with their campers, but clearly not down this far. Perhaps if you've been here as a traveller in an RV, leave a comment so others can know where to come.
For example, we were around this loop like this, and the towns were over there. So that's, you have first San Pedro and then Santiago. It's a little bit farther. Oh no, Santiago, San Pedro. And then we have San Juan. That is the last one we have. But all those three towns are the Sutu towns.
So that was the end of my loop doing the Highlands and Lake Atitlán in Guatemala. And as you can see, it was absolutely sensational, so varied. We had such a good time. Juan was an amazing leader. Really, really appreciated his absolute passion. So thanks for watching my video. Hope you get a chance to explore this beautiful country. And until next time, bye for now.